Have you ever wondered how a revolution can change the course of history? The French Revolution, a decade-long event from 1789 to 1799, did just that. This was a time of profound political, social, and economic upheaval that forever changed the face of Europe and the world. The French Revolution was more than just a rebellion. It was a radical reimagining of society, a redefining of power structures, and a rallying cry for the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity. The seeds of revolution were sown in a fertile ground of socio-economic discontent. France was in the throes of a severe financial crisis, brought on by years of extravagant spending by King Louis XVI and his predecessors. Add to this poor harvests leading to rising bread prices, and you have a recipe for widespread dissatisfaction among the people. The Third Estate, representing the common people, felt marginalized by the privileged First and Second Estates. This sparked a wave of discontent that would soon sweep across the nation. It all began with the convocation of the Estates General in May 1789. The spark that ignited the revolution was the formation of the National Assembly. As the economic crisis deepened in France, the Third Estate, composed of commoners, grew increasingly discontented. They felt marginalized by the privileged First and Second Estates, who were the clergy and the nobility respectively. On June 17, 1789, the Third Estate took a revolutionary step. They broke away and declared themselves the National Assembly, asserting that they represented the people of France. This was a direct challenge to the absolute monarchy and the existing social order, marking the first major step towards political revolution. Now, let's take a moment to consider the storming of the Bastille. On July 14, 1789, an angry mob of Parisians stormed the Bastille, a state prison that stood as a symbol of royal tyranny. Their aim was to seize the ammunition stored there, but the event took on a larger significance. It marked the first violent act of the revolution and illustrated the power of the people when united against the monarchy. The storming of the Bastille was a stark warning to Louis XVI. The people had had enough, and they were ready to fight for their rights. In the wake of this uprising, the National Assembly took decisive action. On August 4, 1789, they abolished feudal privileges, ending centuries of aristocratic dominance. This was followed by the promulgation of the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen on August 26. This document was revolutionary in itself, asserting that all men were born free and equal in rights. It encapsulated the spirit of the revolution, emphasizing principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity. But as we'll see, revolutions are seldom smooth sailing. While the National Assembly's actions brought hope and a sense of triumph, they also sowed the seeds of discord. As the revolutionary fervor spread, so too did the divisions within the revolutionaries themselves. However, the unity of the revolution was about to be tested. As the revolution progressed, it took a dark turn towards radicalization and violence. The seeds of discord were sown by internal divisions within the revolutionary factions. The Jacobins, the most radical of these factions, were hell-bent on ridding France of its aristocratic past. They sought to build a new republic based on the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity, but their means to achieve this were far from peaceful. Simultaneously, France was besieged by external threats. Monarchies across Europe watched in trepidation as the revolution unfolded. The fear of revolutionary ideals spreading to their own kingdoms led them to form a coalition against France, further fueling the flames of radicalization. In this climate of internal and external pressure, the Reign of Terror was born. From September 1793 to July 1794, France was gripped by a wave of paranoia and violence. The Committee of Public Safety, under the leadership of the charismatic and dogmatic Maximilien Robespierre, took the reins of power. The committee was given dictatorial powers to preserve the Republic, and it used these powers with a heavy hand. Robespierre, a staunch advocate of the Republic and a believer in the virtue of the common man, saw enemies of the revolution everywhere. He unleashed a campaign of terror to purge these enemies. The guillotine, a symbol of equality and death, became a tool of mass execution. Anyone suspected of counter-revolutionary activities, from aristocrats to commoners, was sent to the guillotine without a fair trial. The most high-profile victim of the Reign of Terror was King Louis XVI himself. Convicted of high treason and crimes against the state, he was executed in January 1793, marking a turning point in the revolution. The monarchy that had ruled France for centuries was no more. However, the reign of terror consumed its own architects. Robespierre's relentless pursuit of virtue through terror led to his downfall. He was arrested and executed in July 1794, bringing an end to this violent chapter of the revolution. This period of violence and fear left a deep scar on the revolution. The French Revolution had a surprising end when Napoleon Bonaparte seized power. Napoleon, an ambitious and highly skilled military leader, emerged from the chaos of the revolution as a figure of stability and order. The coup of 18 Brumaire, now known as November 9, 1799, was the pivotal moment that marked his rise to power. Napoleon Bonaparte, a name that would soon echo through the corridors of history, was a man of opportunity. He recognized the political vacuum left by the revolution and seized it with both hands. He staged a coup, overthrowing the Directorate, the governing body of France, and established a new political structure known as the Consulate. With this, Napoleon became the first consul of France, effectively making him the country's leader. But Napoleon was not content with merely ruling France. He had larger ambitions. He reformed the French legal system, introducing the Napoleonic Code, which has had a profound influence on many legal systems worldwide. He centralized the administration, established the Bank of France, and implemented measures that promoted industry and agriculture. He brought about changes that not only stabilized the French economy, but also modernized the nation. Yet Napoleon's thirst for power was far from quenched. He embarked on a series of military conquests, spreading his rule across much of Europe. His strategic genius on the battlefield earned him victories, and he built an empire that stretched from Spain to Russia. But his aggressive expansionist policy also sowed the seeds of his downfall. Napoleon's rule marked a significant shift from the revolutionary ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity. He established an authoritarian regime, crowned himself emperor, and ruled with an iron fist. His rise to power brought an end to the decade-long revolution, and with it, the hopes of a democratic France. Napoleon's rule marked the end of the revolutionary ideals, but the effects of the revolution were far from over. The French Revolution had set in motion a chain of events that would continue to shape the course of history. The rise and fall of Napoleon was just one chapter in this extraordinary saga. The French Revolution was more than just a decade-long event in France. It had a profound impact on the world. The legacy of the French Revolution is enduring and far-reaching, reshaping the political landscape not only in France but across the globe. It was a defining moment that influenced subsequent movements for democracy, nationalism, and human rights. The revolution gave birth to the concept of people's sovereignty. The idea that the power of a nation resides not in the monarchy or the elite, but in its people, was groundbreaking. It sparked the flame of democracy, influencing the development of democratic institutions in various parts of the world. The French Revolution also intensified the spirit of nationalism. The call to arms during the Revolution and the subsequent wars under Napoleon Bonaparte stirred a sense of unity and national identity among the French. This sense of nationalism eventually spread to other parts of Europe and beyond, catalyzing the formation of nation-states. Moreover, the revolution championed human rights. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen, a key document from the revolution, emphasized principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity. These universal values, advocating for the fundamental rights and freedoms of individuals, have since become cornerstones of many constitutions and human rights movements worldwide. However, the French Revolution also highlighted the complexities and challenges inherent in revolutionary change. It showed us that the path to progress is often fraught with internal divisions, violence, and the potential for the rise of authoritarianism. The Reign of Terror and the rise of Napoleon serve as sobering reminders of how the quest for liberty can sometimes lead to the very opposite. The French Revolution, in all its glory and gore, left indelible marks on the sands of time. It was a testament to the power of the people, their capacity for change, and the challenges that come with it. The French Revolution, with its triumphs and tragedies, forever changed the course of history, reminding us of the power of the people when they rise against injustice.